Hi guys! This is probably like the 10th time me trying to film this. I'm very nervous. Anyways, I'm going to try and keep this video short. The purpose of this video is to have a positive birthing story out there, because as mamas to be may know, as soon as you're pregnant, everyone's like, oh my god, it hurts so much, oh my god, the ring of fire. However, the ring of fire is real, guys. But they all like come with like all these horror stories and all these bad experiences, and it just creeps you out and makes you nervous, and you're like, oh my god. So when I had my baby, I remember telling my partner, oh my god, I want to record my birthing story, because my birthing story was so positive that I thought I really want other women to feel how I'm feeling right now. I want them to feel empowered and proud of themselves, because guys, let me tell you, I felt like invincible. I felt amazing. Disclaimer, I know it's different for everyone. So this is my personal birthing story, choices and experience. My intention is to put out across something positive and not like another horrible birthing story. Basically, guys, the birthing book, the Hypnobirthing, I think it's Hypnobirthing, I'll put it here. It's a beautiful book. I recommend it to any mamas to be. It's amazing. It's not like a crazy like no, it's for you to learn how your body works with every contraction, and you know how your body prepares and what's going on behind this. Reading it when I was 8 months pregnant. So it's not too late to start if you're due next week or whatever. Like, just read it. It makes you believe and know that your body was made for this. Your body knows how to get pregnant. Your body knows how to birth your baby. So I know things can go horribly wrong, but I feel like if you go into it with a positive mind, clear of any negative vibes, any negative comments, because let me tell you, there will be Karen and Susan telling you like it's the worst thing ever and it's so painful. Guys, it can be painful, but don't be scared. Just, you need to trust and work with your body. So basically, this started on Wednesday. So my baby was late. My partner is late to everything. He's probably going to be late to his own funeral. So obviously, my little baby had to be the same as Dada. He was born at 41 weeks. Guys, if you have any friends that are expecting, please don't text them and be like, is the baby here yet? They will tell you when the baby is here. It's so annoying. Like, personally, I have 2 WhatsApp chats with my BFFs, and they were the only people that I thought it's fine if you ask me, because I know they will be the first people to know when my baby is born. But please, just don't. It's not necessary. Like, these people behind their house, behind their... Oh, guys, I think my baby's waking up. Excited, they're already anxious. They're already like, okay, when is this coming? You don't need to add to it. When the baby comes, the baby will come. But anyways, this is the 4th day now. I wake up. It was 8 in the morning. I've woken up. I'm like, oh my god, I'm going to make breakfast for me and my partner, because it can be any day now. This could be the last breakfast we have together. I went to the toilet and I wiped to pee, by the way, and I was like, oh, ladies, you should know, as soon as you're pregnant, you're basically obsessed with wiping and looking, because it tells you a lot. So anyways, I wiped and I was like, this is interesting. So I walked into the living room and I was like, oh my god, FYI, this and this, please keep your phone on you. However, I'm going to turn my phone off to have a day just for me, just to sink in that I could possibly be a mum tonight. That was like the best case. It didn't happen for me. Yeah, it was like 5 p.m. and my phone, oh, it's not focused. My phone was non-stop buzzing, because everyone was like, oh my god, this is it, she's in the hospital. Oh my mom had miscalled me like 50 times, my dad, everyone. And I was like, and my BFFs were like, They were like, oh my god, this is it. I think they were out having wine or something, because they were like, oh my god, baby's born, he's coming, like this is the day we need to celebrate. And I was like, hi guys, no, I'm walking Stitch, my dog. Mamas, please do this. Like, it's so important for you to have some time. If you're late, guys, do not force your baby to come. Like, I know it can be tiring, but if your baby is late, take it as a positive note. Enjoy the time that you've got before this baby comes, because your life is about to drastically change. Oh my god, he's crying. Be right back. If your baby is late, please don't stress out about, I need to do this to induce. I know when you have the inducing chat, I know it can be very scary. Guys, your baby will come out. It can't stay in there like for the rest of your life. So guys, don't worry about it. Just chill, enjoy your time with your partner, enjoy time by yourself. Guys, if there's no milk at home, be the first one to be like, I'm gonna get milk. Why? Because the next time you go out to get milk, I promise you it's not gonna be that easy, because you're gonna be like, okay, I need to get the baby, I need to go. You can't just walk out of your house. You actually need to put a coat on someone else, a blanket, make sure he's like strapped onto the push chair. If you've got to go for a lift, it's just so just to go to the corner shop to get milk, guys. So enjoy it. Be you, boo. Anyways, so that was Wednesday. So yeah, baby didn't come. By Wednesday night, there was a lot more of this plug. I started feeling period pains, guys. My period pains are like 0 to none, basically. I said to my partner, I was like, I think this is like going somewhere, you know. Fast forward Wednesday night to Thursday, I slept good. Like, I didn't experience any discomfort. By Thursday morning, I could feel them a bit stronger, but again, it was just like I could feel it, but it wasn't like, you know, it wasn't stopping me from going about my day. Friday, so Thursday to Friday now, I was like, okay, they were getting a bit stronger. So again, I was just like, it's fine. Guys, on Friday came, I woke up. So Thursday to Friday night, I kept waking up during the night I could feel it, because your stomach goes so hard. You know, there must be contractions, but in my head, I'm like, where's this pain? Like, so me and my partner had agreed not to tell anyone. Just simply because everyone is always like, oh my god, when's the baby? Why is the baby late? So I said to him, where we had chosen to have the baby at the birthing centre, not at the hospital, I wanted us to be just present in that room. No distractions, no rushing, nothing. I wanted everything to go as smooth, because we knew that if anything was to go wrong, we had to get transferred to the hospital, because at the birthing centre it's just run by midwives. There's no doctors on site, no you know, the one that puts the epidural. There's none of that. The only pain relief you have there is gas and air and the injection. So, you know, we didn't want anyone to be like texting us every second, like, where's the baby, like, how's Jess doing? So anyway, so we had agreed not to tell anyone. Anyway, so on Friday I went out with my friend for a walk, and they were getting so strong, it was like I couldn't hide it. That's how like frequent, and like I had to kind of stop and take a deep breath. So obviously she looked at me like, what's happening? It was hard. So I said to her, I was like, oh, like I've got contractions right now, so yeah, that's why I keep stopping for breaths. And obviously at this point I'm thinking like they're quite strong now, so I'm thinking I need to tell her, because imagine like we're just walking and I'm like, my walk's just broke, she'll freak out, she'll be like, what the hell? So obviously I had to let her know, by the way, I'm having contractions. But at this time I was just like, yeah, no, they're just light, like it's just light work, it's nothing. By the time I got home, they were like more frequent. They were happening. I was having like 3 every 20 minutes. So they were very frequent, and I was probably having 2 an hour that I'll be like, ooh, that was strong. Guys, nothing like shit, I need to rush to the hospital, nothing like that. So anyways, Friday night to Saturday, I didn't sleep. So it was Friday, I think it was 9 p.m. and I texted my boyfriend and I was like, baby, they're getting much stronger. Please have your phone because it can happen any minute now. Like, this is it. So it was 9 p.m. So you know what? I'm going to go have a nice shower. Guys, this was the best last shower I've ever had. So I went, I had a shower. It was nice and warm. I had some candles and some nice jazz playing. I shaved somehow. I was like, I'm going to full on pamper myself because this is it. Like, this could be the last quiet, nice shower, hot shower I have. So there's me with my huge belly. Guys, my belly was massive. Like, honestly, it was huge. And so I'm always like, no, it's not that big. And my friends will be like, Jess, it's fucking huge. And so now that I look back at pictures, I'm like, Jesus, how was I carrying this? Guys, whoever knows me, they know, like, I'm quite small. So you could, I look like a rolling ball basically. So yeah, so I managed to shave down below and I was like, oh my God, how embarrassing it is to like open your legs and have like a bush there. Like, I want to have some sort of like presentation, even though I know it doesn't matter at last minute, but hey, I had the time, I knew it was coming, why not? I had snuggles with my dog because I knew how much life was going to change for him as well. I was just on my bouncing ball and he kept looking at me like worried and he was just like this on my feet. It was so lovely. Anyways, yeah, Friday to Saturday now I did not sleep. I was like twisting and turning because I had pains and like I think it was like 3 in the morning. I'm going to the living room, like I just can't. And then he came with me and he was like, shall we start timing contractions? I was getting 2 contractions every 10 minutes and they were lasting 45 seconds. They were very frequent, but they weren't there, like the pain and I was like having a full-blown conversation with him. We were laughing. And then it was like 4 or 5 in the morning and he was like falling asleep because obviously at this point, I don't blame him. Like at this point, what is he supposed to be doing? If you're the one in contractions, what is he going to be doing really? He can't breathe for you. He's such a little menace. And 6 in the morning now, he's like, baby, he's like, guys, he was snoring here on this sofa. He had the application for contractions. My guy was snoring. I was like, oh my boy, and I was like, baby, another one. And he was like, what? So guys, at this point, I had to take the phone and I was counting my own contractions. And I was like, okay, like they're coming very frequent. Like I started having 3 every 10 minutes, but guys, it wasn't painful. Like, so my bestie, she's like, Jess, stay at home as long as you can. When you get contractions, swear your hips, guys. Swear your hips. Stay at home as long as you can so that you can contract and, do everything at home in your own environment. When you know you can't handle it anymore, go. It's better to do it at home when it's your own environment. You're at peace. You can do, you're in your comfort zone. So obviously I'm like, no, it's fine. Guys, come 8 in the morning, I was getting a few that was literally like, I just had to kind of, oh my God, this kid, stop and hold, like squeeze. So he was like, shall we go? Let's go, Jess, we need to go. Like, you're getting 3 every 5 minutes and they're lasting for a minute and like 5 seconds. And I was like, no, but it's not hurting. Like, I'm fine. Like, we can still talk. Guys, he was literally like, let's go. Anyways, there's me. I'm like, okay, can we have breakfast first though? Let's get our stuff ready. Let's go. Guys, this was so exciting. We got everything ready and we got the car seat. No, did we get the car? No, we didn't get the car seat. We just got the bag. And we were like, okay, let's go. And in my head, I'm like, oh my God, is this happening? Like, whatever. Anyways, the birthing centre was just 10-minute drive away. We got to the reception and the lady was like, oh, like, what's happening? So I said, look, I'm contracting 3 every 5 minutes. They last in a minute. So yeah, I just come to see, get checked out. They were looking at me and they were like, okay, like she seems fine. They took my pressure and they were just kind of like seeing like what I was doing, and I was sitting in the waiting room and they could see that I would close my eyes. I'll be like, so this is my belly, and it would go hard and I'll be like, and that was it, and then I'll, you know, carry on talking. My midwife, she was so lovely, guys. She was like, okay, let's go check you out, let's see how you're doing down there. When my friend told me, Jess, stay at home as long as you can, it's more so because the last thing you want is to get to the hospital or wherever you're having your baby and getting checks and them saying to you like, you're just 2 centimeters, go home. So it's kind of like, it's very you can lose your motivation, and you know, you kind of think, oh my god, like all this, if you're in pain you can be like, oh my god, all this pain and I'm just 2 centimeters. Like, it kind of gives you an insight of what's to come, so it can be very annoying. So anyway, so I got there and I remember before we got out of the car, I said to my boyfriend, baby, please tell me if she says 2 centimeters it's fine, right? Like, I was looking for reassurance. And he was like, look, 2 centimeters means your body is, you know, it's coming, like anything is good, baby. Like this is it, we're gonna have our baby. And I was just like, oh, guys, it's so emotional. And he's so big already. Anyway, so when the lady checked me, I was 5 centimeters. My boyfriend was behind the curtain. He was like, baby, well done, like, well done, you're so strong. And I was like, 5 centimeters, I don't even feel a pain, like, we're here because of you, which is good. But had I known what was going to happen in the next few hours, I probably would have been like, shut up, we're staying at home. So this was at 9 in the morning now, when she was like, 5 centimeters, let's get you a room. What kind of room do you want? My boyfriend was like, can we get a balcony? Like, to say he's going to be out there chilling with, I don't know. Our rooms had, the birthing center, it had a birthing pool, a double bed, like your own mute, guys. Amazing. If you feel strong enough, if after that birthing book, you feel like you can do it, guys, it's the best thing. However, you need to have in mind that if anything was to go a bit wrong, or they feel like there's a risk for you or the baby, they will have to transfer you to the hospital. And for us, it was just a 12-minute drive in the ambulance. In my head, I was like, it's fine, it's just 12 minutes drive, I can do it. Like, I was willing to take that risk. But obviously, you have to have this in mind. It was 4 p.m. and I was still on 5 centimeters. Do you know how boring it was and tiring? Because I was sleepy. I hadn't slept all Friday to Saturday night. It was, you know, very long day. All our family and friends knew that I was due to have a sweep on that day. They messaged me at 1 and they were like, oh, you know, how's the sweep? And I was like, yeah, it's good, we're gonna go home and just wait. At 5 p.m, my midwife was like, Jess, like, this is very slow. If it continues to be this slow, we need to transfer you to the hospital. Guys, I really didn't want this. So in my head, I was like, no, Jess, like, come on, you can do this. Come on, body, I know you can do this. Like, I really wanted to have my baby in the birthing center. This is the day you came to this world. Yeah, so it was 5 p.m. now, and she's like, Jess, you're still 5 centimeters. Like, we need you to get things going. We might have to break your waters because, you know, maybe it can help things go. And she said, if we do break your water, there's a possibility that the baby can like poop inside you, and then we have to transfer you to the hospital. So she was giving me like the choices I had as well with the risk that basically every single thing, every solution would be me ended up in hospital. Anyways, I was like, no, like, let me breathe, let me take in these contractions and work with my body. So guys, the book I was talking about, when your contraction comes, it's kind of like, don't clench, it's kind of like breathe with the contraction and kind of like don't tense your body. I know this is easier said than done, but in that point I'm like, okay, let me work with my body. My contractions was coming, I wasn't tensing up, I wasn't clenching, I was just like letting, and I could feel like my baby being pushed down. It was so weird, guys. Like, when you zone out into this, this is what you feel. And all this time, guys, my beautiful partner was here, well, in the birthing center next to me, sleeping, and I'm there like, oh, I just want to sleep. So I would try to get some sleep in the middle of contractions, which is nonsense because they were coming every like 2-3 minutes. So what am I getting? 2-minute rest? Anyways, By 7 p.m. now, he had gone to walk our dog. Bless him, he was so lonely the whole day. To get some food. And I remember I went to the toilet and I just pushed, like, to pee. And then my waters broke. And I was like, oh my God. Like, literally, guys, it went... And the relief, like, I just felt all the water flush out. Ladies, the relief you feel when your waters break is amazing. I don't know if you've ever gone to a poo and you're like, oh, you feel alive. Yes, like that. So I called him and I was like, oh my God, baby, my waters just broke, hurry up. In my head, I'm like, you're going to miss the birth. You know, I'm rushing him because, like I said, he's always late. At this point, my midwife was like, okay, just like, that's a good sign. Let me check you. Guys, I was 7 centimeters, like just on the border of 7 centimeters. And she was like, okay, like, if in the next 2 hours you've not moved, you know, we need to take you to hospital because the baby now has no amniotic fluid. So now we run the risk of your baby pooping inside you. So I was like, oh my God, no, like, stop saying worst case scenario. However, guys, you need to be realistic and always think of worst case scenario so that you're mentally at peace and ready with, you know, whatever can happen, because this is so unpredictable. She checked me again. I was on 8 centimeters. So she was like, okay, like, this is good progress, Jess. It's very slow. I was exhausted. And I was literally like, just like, honestly, this is so long. Like, I'm a very impatient person. So where this baby is taking forever and it's so slow, I'm like, oh my God, like, is this ever going to happen? Like, am I even having my baby today? Like, so anyways, I tell you, in 10 minutes, I was like, oh my God. After that, I was like, oh my God, I need to push. Ladies, your body automatically tells you when it needs to push. Like, because I always used to be like, how do you know when you need to push? Like, your body, literally, the contractions you feel are completely different. Like, the contractions, they start like here and they go down so you can feel it. But then the push contractions, they're not painful. They're more like you need to do a poo. And I remember my friend telling me, like, Jess, you're gonna feel like you need to do the biggest poo in your life. And so when I felt like that, I was like, oh my God, she was right. I think this is it. I think this is it. The midwife was like, Jess, what are you doing? Like, why are you pushing? You're only 8 centimeters. And I was like, no, I need to push. Like, my body is telling me to push. Like, I can't hold it. And she was like, this is very weird. Are you sure? And I was like, yes. Like, I feel like I need to push. And she was like, again, this is my personal choice, my experience. So there's the bathtub in the room. I grabbed the poles from the outside, and every time I got a contraction, I squatted. Guys, gravity is your best friend. Unless you're having an epidural, or unless, you know, you for some reason have to lie on your back, then, you know, it is what it is. If you can move, standing is your best friend. Like, honestly, gravity. And it's something that helped me so much because I just felt like I had so much strength, and I could feel like the baby's head like slowly coming through. But all this time I was like so calm and so focused, and my midwife, she was absolutely amazing. She was so beautiful. When I had really, really strong contractions, I would throw up, and oh my God, you can't be dehydrated. So the more water you drink, the better, so that it helps you dilate apparently and contract. So if you're dehydrated, your contractions can stop, according to my midwife. As within 10 minutes, I was in 10 centimeters dilated. It was like so exciting. She was like, okay, like, wow, like, go for it, push, do whatever your body's telling you to do. And so the fun begun. I started, like I said, squatting and pushing. At this point, she was like, would you like to go into the bath? As I got into the bathtub, I forgot I had contractions and that I was at 10 centimeters. I literally, so my boyfriend was in front of me inside the tub with me, and I was like this on his shoulder, and I was like falling asleep, and he was like, and she was like, Jess, like, come on, like, get so warm. And I was so tired, and the water was so relaxing. That was probably like, well, that was my pain relief. I think it's called hydrotherapy. Yeah, so she was like, Jess, get out of the pool. So I went back to doing the holding like outside the pool squatting position, which helped so much. Like at the point where I changed position, I could feel like the weight there. And so anyway, so I went on the floor at the end, and she was like, maybe try on the beanbag, like hold on to the beanbag, like basically like on your all fours. I tried it. Personally, the position didn't work for me. But at that point, she was like, I can see the head, like, you know, maybe turn around and we could try like this. So I went on my, like, I was kind of like this on the beanbag. My legs were open like this. So the whole of my pregnancy and like pre-baby, like everything just in general, when I used to have conversations with my boyfriend, I was like, please, the day we have a baby, do not, I repeat, do not look down there, because that's just how I felt. Like I was like, oh my god, like I didn't want him to be put off. And also it's just like, I don't want you to see my thing the way it goes, like just don't look at it. So he was, you know, very respectful of it and respectful of it, and he was like on my shoulder the whole way through. At one point I was like, I need water, it was so hot in this room. Like they keep it really warm so that when the baby's born, it's like warm for them. And it was all dimmed, and oh guys, I was sweating like so much. He walked like in front of me, he was like went for the water, and then on his way back he was like guys, as he was walking past, I had a contraction, and the midwife, she was like here, and she was like, Jess, push, I can see the head, like come on, give me a strong one. This guy, so he was like this, he literally turned around to see it, and he got a glimpse. He was like, oh my god, baby, you need to push, baby is coming, I can see his head. Oh my god, he's got so much hair. He does. He literally, like, I think he just let go of the jug, because like the way he rushed to give me water, I had like this amount, and he was literally like, baby, come on, like you can do it, you can do it. Guys, this motivated me so much. Like I literally had all the energy in the world at that point. His face just lit up, and I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna do this. I was like, put your hair up, roll your sleeves up. I was like, oh my god, we're gonna have a baby, this is it. She was like, give me a big push and then 2 like little ones and just pant through it. So I was like, okay, right, I can do this. Guys, with every single push, it was literally like I could feel it, and then I could feel like it go back when like the contraction would stop. At this point, it was like I was motivated, but at the same time I felt like I needed to rush through it, because I was so excited. I was like, oh my god, like the baby will only come out if, you know, I put my all into it. So at a certain point I was just like kind of just, you know, pushing for bants, like I lost my focus. But you know, my midwife was like, Jess, just push only when you get the contraction. At that point I kind of was like, okay, like let me just breathe, like we know it's happening, so just breathe. Well, the next contraction came, I was like pushing like literally with every single bit of energy left inside me. Honestly, at this point it's like you just get this power, this energy from I don't know where it just comes to you. You become so strong, and you just feel like you can run a marathon at this point. Bear in mind, you don't sleep, you don't eat. Well, I didn't eat anything. It took me, guys, a whole freaking hour to push this child out of me, because it was 9:20 when she said, like, you know, you're at 10 centimeters. He was born at 10:24 p.m. so it took me a whole hour of pushing and sweating. And obviously, I said to you already, I'm a very impatient person. So I'm like leaning back, my legs are up here, and so like I'm grabbing one leg, I'm like telling my brother, I'm like, Jay, grab my other leg, we're gonna have this baby today. So he like went and grabbed this one. I'm literally like this, and I'm like, ugh. And guys, remember when I mentioned the ring of fire? This was that very moment that I was like, oh my god, I can feel the fucking ring of fire it was like obviously like the baby's crowning, and my midwife was like, "God, Jess, come on, don't let the push go, go, go." And I kept screaming, guys. If you watch my birth, like my actual birth video, I was like, my like, oh my god, how big is his head? Like, I watched the video the other day, and I honestly, I was crying of laughter because I was like, what kind of like person was in that room? Because that was not me. Anyways, so I was like, how big is his head? And the lady was just like, just push, babes. See, once the head came out and that ring of fire was stinging and burning, ooh, I was like, oh my god, like literally, guys. I know I said this was going to be a positive story, but it's also a very true one. Like, you literally felt like, oh my god, you know Chinese burn that they this? It's literally like, that's how it felt. Literally the ring of fire. And they were like, oh, his head's out, it's 10:24. At this point, guys, my boyfriend, this was him, like, down there, he was like, oh my god, like, I can see it, like, literally, this was his phone, and he was like, with, like, my vagina, taking his first selfie with his son, and he was like, oh my god, that is coming, and like the phone was like this, and I was like, you're getting a bit too close, babe. So yeah, he was like, oh my god, I can see his face, he's out. And at this point, like, he was like so excited, and I could feel like he's tearing, and I'm like, oh my god, like, I want to be as excited as you are, but I can't see anything. And the lady's like, just put your hand there and touch. Obviously I was a bit like, okay, I can feel his head. After the head came out, I did like 2 pushes, so I felt like obviously the biggest part of it is out, like the most painful. So I was like, okay, next contraction, like hopefully the body's gonna come out. I'm like focused, like I've got time to breathe again. My body feels a little bit of a relief. The next contraction comes, and I'm like, oh my god, this is it. Like, he has to be born now, because I'm sick and tired of this now. Like, it's been like how many hours? And then I pushed, and literally my stomach felt like it went. It was amazing. The relief, like literally as soon as he just came gushing out, like your stomach, you could just feel it, like, oh my god, it was like amazing, guys. It was like orgasmic. It was so relieving. Like, I just took like the biggest like breath out of that, and I was like, oh my god, like I did it. And my boyfriend was, oh my god, like you did it, baby, you did it. So happy, and everyone was like, oh my god, like this baby is so huge. And I was like, oh my god, it's stinging. So they like passed me this baby now, and like he's purple, and he's like got loads of black hair, and they just chucked him on me. And I was like I was always the person that would be like, can you clean the baby before you pass him on to me, because I'm not gonna kiss this forehead with like all this like vagina juice on it. Anyways, they're like cleaning his head. He wasn't that dirty when he came out, and they just chucked him on me, and I was a bit like, what do I do with this? And it was just like this sense of relief. Like, it was like, my baby is in, like, you know, he's out now, and he looks fine. And the only thing I didn't really like was where he's still attached with a umbilical cord, and obviously he's like moving and like trying to like come up. I could feel the like string, the cord just doing this inside me. It's not very nice, because obviously like the placenta's still inside you, and it's just not very nice. He didn't cry in the first bit, but he was breathing, but obviously you're like, oh my god, is he okay, is he okay? Eventually he started crying, and he started like gaining like colour. He was going like red and, you know, just rosy. And then they just went to cut the umbilical cord, and he was screaming and crying, and I was like, okay, we get the point, you're crying, like you can stop now. And I'm not gonna lie, guys, 45 minutes later this child is still crying, and I'm like, oh my god, like what have I got myself into? Like, can I return this? And from that moment, it was just not the same anymore. They went to weigh him. Guys, my baby weighed 10 pounds. Like, that's huge. And I'm like this big. So if I could do it with no pain relief and have a positive, you know, labour, then, you know, we can all do it. Even if you go through a traumatic you know, emergency C-section or you've gone for every single drug on the book. Like, it's absolutely fine. You just have to, while you're going through it, just believe that every single decision you're making at that point is the best for you and your baby, because that, you know, that's the whole idea. It's not about I did it naturally or I'd used drugs. It doesn't matter at the end of the day. It doesn't make you less of a mother or whatever. It's important to just bring out your baby healthy and safe, and you as well, because you're not just going to put yourself, personally I think you're not going to put yourself through this horrendous pain with no pain relief, just for what? Like, to please people, or to be like, oh my god, like, you know, I want to feel the pain of a mother. It's alright, you're going to go through teething, you're going to go through sleepless nights, you've got your whole life to suffer this pain a mother suffers, or whatever nonsense they say. One thing I do have to say, just because I know that there's such expectation on how you should feel when you've given birth, or what it should all be like to say it's all textbook. Everyone always talks about, you know, this love that they experience as soon as they laid eyes on their baby. I don't know if they're lying or they're just trying to feel like they're the best parents in the world, or I don't know, maybe they did, you know, maybe they did feel this love. Me and my partner, we didn't feel that love. We felt awe, and like me, I was buzzing. I was like on adrenaline. I felt so like, oh my god, I'm so proud of myself. Like, this was amazing. My partner was like, oh my god, like it was just so, we were so excited. It wasn't, you know, we didn't look at the baby and be like, oh my god, I love you with like all my heart and guts and stuff. No, it wasn't like that. We talk openly about it because we don't see anything wrong with it, because we, you know, 5 months in, we absolutely love our baby. And I feel like that's something that can be very misleading to new mums. Your hormones are all over the place, and you've got these people saying like, oh my god, did you feel that love the first time? And obviously if you don't feel it, you instantly feel like, oh my god, I'm a bad mom, am I going through postpartum depression, like all of this, like you start thinking nonsense. So ladies, don't feel like that. The love will come. It's someone that you've literally just met. I felt a relief that my baby was safe in my arms. I was like, oh my god, like I'm gonna look after you as much as I can, and I will love you so much. 3 days later, it was like, oh my god, you know what, I think I'm starting to love this little guy. Like, because obviously you start warming up to them, and they start being a part of your life. Dramatic change you've just gone through, and I think it's just natural not to feel like that. We got into our bed. It was just so nice. That's why I love the birth centre so much. We had the little side cot, and my baby was there. Like, we swaddled him. You know, at this point, you're tired, you're sleepy, you're hungry, but I wasn't. I was like, I could do it all over again. I was like, oh my god, like I'm not sleepy at all. I kept looking at it like, are you breathing? And I looked over to my left hand side, and I was like, I looked at my boyfriend, and I just, if anything, that at that point I felt so much love for him, because it was like, oh my god, like we created this other human. Like, I love you so much. Like, I think at that point, like your love just goes, like, sparks to another level. Like I said at the beginning of this video, it was just my experience, my choices, and obviously I don't want you to go off and think like she's wrong or whatever. That was my story I wanted to share with you. See you around.